Hey guys, welcome to Kerbal Space Program. My name is Veio, and today we are doing something slightly different. So in the last episode, we rescued the trapped Kerbals and got them back home. That was cool. Didn't like the way the last speaking is hard. This time we're sending a rover to the moon again, but this time not just a little rover. Because like if you sent a rover to the moon after you've sent a manned mission to the moon, that's kind of backwards. So we're sending a big manned rover, like real rover, man-sized rover. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, so we're sending another rover to the moon, and I'm using the same onion layering system that I used in one of the other rockets. I think I did actually use it for the rocket. And again, I'm using face cam, so I can see you as internets. No, you can see me. I can't see you. That would be creepy and weird. Like you can see me. So yeah, I'm still using XSplit and all of this stuff. And if I keep looking that way, that's because that's where the screen is, obviously. And if I look that way, that's because where the other screen is. I have two screens. But yeah, we're sending up this, rover up into orbit, and this fairly kind of stuff. So I probably will start trying to use XSplit and doing it this way more. One, because the finished product comes out nicer. Two is less editing for me, which is great because this isn't my job or anything. It's just something I like doing. And three, I can't think of a third one, but there is a third one, but I can't remember. But the product just comes out a lot better. I didn't like the way that the video came out last time. It's all mishmashy and stuff like that. It just means that I have to you have to re-encode these things. So this video is done back at twice normal speed. It's recorded at 30, and then I put it to 60 and put it back down to 30. So yeah, twice normal speed. So it's just playing back twice as fast, and it just means things happen a lot quicker. So that's quite useful, as it were. So we got up into orbit, and I've got like tons of fuel still, and it kind of worked out accidentally. I didn't actually plan to have this launch. I don't plan things very often. It kind of just worked out accidentally that the moon is in the right angle. So all I'm going to just do now is just keep powering on and bring up my orbit. It worked. It's all good. Yeah. So we just get around for the orbit, and then we can get up into space. So that will be pretty. So yeah, one thing with these rockets, I don't know why, but the big orange rocket fuel tanks, they don't seem to be very strong. Like compared to the little ones, like you can stack the little ones up to the same height as the big orange ones, but the orange ones just break like that. Like with a main cell engine, they'll just power straight through them if you're not careful. But then I don't seem to be able to do that as easily anyway. In fact, I don't think I have done it at all with the little ones. Normally what happens is the structure breaks rather than the fuel tanks. So that's weird. I don't understand why that should be a thing, because I guess the little ones have loads of rings inside supporting, so I guess maybe. Meh. This means you have to stack loads of little ones up rather than just using the big structural ones. Anyway, so I'm putting a node down so that I can get into lunar capture, and it looks pretty good. The returning orbit is slanted, but I think my main orbit is close enough to being aligned with the actual orbital path of the moon that this discrepancy is fine, close enough to get capture. That kind of worked out convenient. So then you just have to do the burn, and it's only a 1 minute burn because it's not a main cell, is it? I've got the new one, the little one. I can't remember his name now. But they're pretty useful. They've certainly got a bit more oomph to them than the nuclear engines. Nuclear engines are very fuel efficient. But I will have to use nuclear engines to go out any further, I think. Pretty certain that I'll have to, because you need the fuel efficiency. So, yeah, we might have to start using nuclear. I mean, the burn time's going to be like 3 or 4 times longer than these ones. What you gonna do? We're just burning out, and then see if we can get lunar capture. Be able to that. Loads of fuel. We've still got tons of fuel, and there you go, you've got capture. Sweet. Overshot as usual. Orbit's a little bit. That's where you take lots of fuel. My rule in life, for some reason I thought that you could get lunar orbit before you actually were in the lunar field. Don't know why. stop doing it. Yeah, my theory is take lots of fuel because you're going to make correct mistakes, and I make mistakes all the time. So if you have lots of fuel, you can, then it is all good. Everything is good. Everything is right with the world, as long as you have enough fuel. Yeah. So you're just coming in. There you go. Now it recognizes that I'm in the Mun sphere of influence, so I can bring down into it. Pretty cool. Yeah, there you go. Around. Even there's the thing. The rocket is so big, and I do have obviously RCS on it, but it still takes ages to move. And you have to think that this video is playing back twice as fast, so it took me twice as long as it takes me to do anything in the video. I think this was half an hour's worth of footage, and it's down into 14 minutes. Yeah, takes a while to turn this thing round, especially when you overshoot. Fine. Right, so let's get into orbit with our giant. It's not really a rover. What would you call it? Not really a car. No. Guess we'll have to stick with rover. So, if this works, yeah, if this works, then the next theme will be to see. Well, first of all, we need to do a manned mission rather than the Mun. That's all I've been to so far. In the rescuing video, I believe I left the footage in the end. We technically got to Minbus, but that was by accident. We weren't supposed to be going to Minbus. The moon slingshotted us out when I was trying to escape the moon's orbit. Slingshotted us out to Minbus. So that was a thing. But that's something I think I need to do is when we go into deeper space is to try and use the moon to slingshot us out further and just get that little bit for free. Yeah, right. Now I am trying to bring my periapis. Yeah, bring my periapis down basically. Change my apoapis to my periapis because I want to land on the side that's got light, not the side that is dark. I keep doing things accidentally on the dark side of the moon. So spend a little bit more fuel, but then I can actually see what I'm doing. And do a standard convention of putting lights on my things as well. Yeah, so there you go. All quick burn time. I want to bring this down to below 10, maybe. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, there you go, below 10. Cool. 5 sounds good. So 5 is like close enough that I'm more or less landed, but not quite, and high enough up that I'm going to miss any of the mountains. Because of course the altimeter doesn't actually include fluctuations in surface height. For some reason it doesn't do that. I don't actually know how the altimeter works. Fine. Right, so then we're coming around. Just gonna wait until we get into position and then use the last of my fuel to try and slow me down. Still got quite a lot of fuel on here really when you think about it. Like, the main tanks carry a lot of fuel, and considering that you only need to do small maneuvers at this point, a lot of fuel. Gonna bring us round. Slow myself down. Yeah. And then we have Bob, Bill, and what's his name? Tomian? I can't read his name. It went. Bob and Bill seem to be in all of my space flights. Bob and Bill Kerman. They are like pioneers, veteran astronaut soldiers. Wait, then we just wait until we get to there, and I wasn't quite paying attention. The ELR, Experimental Lander Rover. Lunar Rover, I think that was supposed to stand for. My ship names are amazing. Seriously. BFR, ELR. You just can't make these things up, they're just amazing. I'm very imaginative. So, my landing method is wasteful, but lazy and Easy. Whoop. And the screensaver came on. Again. There's both videos the screensavers come on now. I looked back at the other video and you guys shouldn't be able to see my screensaver. It's fine. Yeah, so my landing method is lazy. So you get to the point that where you want to land, then you turn around and you just reduce your orbit until you get to a spike. Until you're doing a sheer drop. And then slow down your descent. It's not the most efficient way of landing. What you're supposed to do is kind of basically do a landing backwards. You're supposed to gradually bring your point until you're facing upwards. But I'm lazy and this is easier. And I have so much fuel left that whatever. We'll just do it this way. And then I just come straight down. Oh, the theory is you come straight down. You kind of wander a little bit. You can see that I'm slightly moving to the side. That should be fine. I'm just going to keep my speed. I don't know how fast you can land with these wheels. They're big chunky wheels and they're not like inflatable, so you can probably land at a reasonable speed. I'm going to try and keep it below like 1 second's worth of drop on Earth. Min Earth, yeah, whichever. And down! A little bit of an aggressive landing, but it worked. Nothing broke. And the so this is back at normal speed now, as you can tell when the music changed. So turn on the steering and the motors so that we can actually drive. Test the brakes. Brakes are very important. All over. Cave. Okay, we have stopped. So stopping works. Next thing is to see whether or not driving works. Forwards, ease it forwards. So I have a few little nuclear power thingies on here, but not many. Like just enough to fill the batteries, but it's not enough to actually power the motors themselves. I don't imagine that I'll be doing that much roving. Roaming in a rover, yeah. But you know, it's enough to get around, as it were. See how fast this thing goes. There's a speed. That's 6 meters per second. Bill is looking. They're all looking reasonably happy actually. Even Bob. Oh, Bob's happy. Bill looks kind of happy. And even Tom. No, I'm gonna read his name. Hold on. Tommen. I actually can't quite read that on the preview screen. Hour. So these videos are all done. I don't know why I'm doing that because video is bigger than the screen. But yeah, anyway, these videos are done at 720 because they are. I could do it at 1080. I think the computer would handle it at 1080 because obviously I've got capture cards, so then it should be fine. But I did it at 720 so that everything sits on my 1080 screen. Pretty much why the 720. Basically the only reason. I might start doing it at 1080 if I, make sure once I've made sure my computer can handle it. Just do the brakes, and then I remember. Oh yeah, so turn my brakes off at the last minute to stop them from tipping over, which you should do with cars anyway. Not to your car won't tip over. It stops you from jerking to a stop. Right, let's get one of the Kerbals out. I think this was Bill. And let's go up and stick him on the top. So I feel I missed a trick here. I didn't realise I'd be landing with this much fuel. I could have. So this thing on the top was supposed to be like an emergency kind of little assistance to make sure I could stop. I didn't realise that. Yeah, I could pretty much easily land. There's plenty of fuel. Should have had a seat. Should have had a seat on there. If he had a seat on there, then I could have launched him back up into orbit. What I did try and do was to try and like split it now, but I can't control it, of course, which sucks as well. It'd have been cool if I could have controlled it and then just split it. That would have been cool. That would have been pretty. But yeah. Anyway, now we have a rover on the moon, a very large rover that needs a digger and stuff, but not in the game yet. They will be soon. But anyway, yeah. I've been Veio. This has been Kerbal Space Program. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comments below. Positive or negative, they all help. If you liked, please give me a like. If you would like to see more, click the subscribe button, which is here, which I can now point to. Subscribe! Terrifying. Also, there's the Twitter down there. YouTube is a bit naff about remembering to tell people when they've got updates, so you can follow everything on there as well, or you can just send me a message. It doesn't really. That would be cool as well. feedback is always appreciated. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. My name has been Veio, this has been Kerbal Space Program, and I shall see you guys next time.